Hello, welcome to Beauty Explicit. My name is Caroline. Today I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a tutorial of how I do my just day-to-day makeup. So I'm going to just be going over a couple little steps with you of how to start it and then what you need to continue and blah blah blah. Anyways, so the first thing I always do before I do my makeup is I wash my face. So many of you have different face types, everybody does. I particularly have an oily face. So right now I'm kind of doing a little test run on Bior's charcoal for your pores kind of thing. It's the deep pore charcoal cleanser. Jury's still out on how I feel about it, but it seems to work okay. And then after that, I always use a toner because it kind of like dulls the redness in your face and kind of helps with your clear your complexion. So right now I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Hydro Fresh toner. I like it. It smells good. It makes my face feel really soft, so I like that. Then after that, I always use some kind of moisturizer to help moisturize and protect my face throughout the day, whether or not my makeup has sun protection in it. I don't think the one I use today does, and I don't have it here apparently. But it's just a basic one that I use, got it at the store. So what else I've already done is I've already started with my redness correction. Right now I'm using Essence Say No to Redness. It's kind of one of the newer products I have. I've only used it a couple times, not really sure how I feel about it yet, but you can expect a review on it coming soon. And then to blend it into my face, I use my Bare Minerals concealer brush. Love this brush, it's really cute and tiny and really good. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have done a couple spots. This one has a little more issue because it's a little darker than normal, but you know, do what you can. So after that, you want to start with your base. Well, that's what I do every day. Right now I'm just using Smooth Minerals from Avon. It's just my day-to-day one because I don't really like using really expensive ones on every day or you'll spend too much money. My other one that I normally use right now is a Bare Minerals one. So what I do, I'm going to use my Avon brush that came with it. It's really cute. So I get a little bit on this and then I tap it into here. And then I get rid of the excess because if you get too much you're just wasting it. So I do that a couple times. And then I swirl it around in here to kind of evenly do it. And then just start applying it to your face. And this is just my everyday makeup, so it's not something I ever spend, too much time on. It's not something I, I don't want to get all fancy because it's just for work. So it's not like I'm going to a party or anything. So you want to make sure you really get it blended in right here because later we'll be doing the neck and you don't want to miss any spots. And then as I do this, I may have to put a little bit more over these dark spots that my concealer didn't do a great job on, but it wasn't awful. So, as you watch these, if you ever see me doing anything wrong, or if there's something that you may have like a tip for me to change, let me know because I really do want to know. This is all self-taught stuff, so everybody does things a little differently. I'm always open to trying out new techniques. Now I also sometimes use the sponges, the round ones that kind of look like eggs, but for my everyday makeup I tend to just use brushes because I don't know, I feel like I should save my eggs for something a little more special. Okay, I've got a pretty good coat on my face now. Let's go ahead and do the neck. Tap some of that extra stuff off. Don't want to have too much. And I just like to do a circular motion because I feel like it, covers up a little bit better, but whatever you like, your own preference. Whatever you like to do. Good. And then since I'm wearing a necklace, I'm going to pick that up and go under it. I like to conceal everything down because I don't like having that line that you get when you don't really blend your makeup well. I try to avoid that at all costs. Now, make sure I get up here. now I got that done. I'm going to go ahead and pin back my bangs because they kind of start to get in the way. I'll just do a little bobby pin to kind of keep it out of my face. Now I'll just take a couple looks around, make sure that everything does look good. You know, decent. It's just for work. No, not there to impress anybody. So the next step I like to do is I like to go ahead and do my bronzer. I'm not too big on contouring right now, especially with just daily face makeup, but I do a little bit, just a little bit. So I use it's a Natural Beauty face brush. I know, I bought it a long time ago. I just kind of like it. And I do the same thing I do with my other ones. I kind of swirl on here, and I tap it and mix it into the brush. Now with this, I like to focus on the E-zone, which is here, and then here. So I might do that a couple times just until I get my hair on my way. Nice little bronzy look. I'll do it on the other side. And down. I know some people like to only do right here, but I like to go ahead and do the whole side. Whatever you like. Okay. Now on my daily, face makeup, I don't really like to do the whole lightening thing. But sometimes I might, which is when I would just do it right here and up here and here. It's kind of like and then maybe right here. It's where I like to do it. I don't like to get too fancy with that, but I won't be doing that today. So now we're going to move on to our blush, which I'm going to be using a Natural Beauty blush. Haven't used it that many times, but I like it so far. And for the brush, I've got a Mary Kay Signature brush. I've had it for a while. Got any good brushes, suggestions, let me know. I'm looking for some new ones. So, you'll just tap that one out just like we have with all the other ones. And then you're going to go like this, kind of like you're sucking your lips in, because you want to get right along the cheekbone. And as you see there, I did have a little excess on my brush, and it really poofed up there. And then, if you have a little too much on one side, you can always kind of cover it up with regular makeup, or you can just start all over that area. That doesn't look too bad. It's a little wide. Wish I'd done a little softer just down the middle, but it doesn't look too bad. And so sometimes when I'm done with that, I will go back with my bronzer and do the same thing. Right there at the base. And I think that really makes your cheekbones stick out a little bit more, but whatever you like. So today, I also won't be doing the under of the eye because it's just not necessary right now, so for work. So then next, we'll start on my eyes. I like to use Too Faced Shadow Insurance as my primer for my eyes. I feel like it actually works really well, and I've been using it for a couple years. Never had a complaint with it, so a little dab on there and just really spread it out to wherever you're going to be putting your makeup, because you don't want it to crease. Just really work it in there. And I know some people like to do their eyeliner before they do their makeup. You can do it afterwards, especially if you're not as comfortable doing it. Now I normally use Wet n Wild's Mega Liner, and it's a liquid eyeliner, but actually just ran out. So I'm going to be using Maybelline's New York's Unstoppable eyeliner, and it's just a crayon, so I'm going to go ahead and start there. I like to start in the middle of my eye because it helps me kind of gain a little, and I'm not used to using this anymore, so I apologize. It's going to be a little messy. Not my best eyeliner, but it'll work for now. And then I always find that this one's just a little hard to use because the tip's a little wide, but we make what we have work, don't we? Now they do look a little uneven. This is a problem many people who aren't great at eyeliner like myself do run into. So normally what I'll do is I'll just grab a little Q-tip, use my Wet n Wild eye makeup remover, and fix it, but it's not too bad. I might just make this one a little longer. here. Does that fix it? Not really. And this happens. You just gotta work with it, and the more you practice, the better you'll get. So, myself included, obviously. Right now, for my makeup brushes, for my eyeliner, eyeshadow stuff, I'm just going to be using some basic ones that I bought a while back. Nothing special, not name brand or anything, so just what I have. And I'll be using a CoverGirl one. You can obviously see this is one I use daily because it's really used. So I like to take the sparkly base and go ahead and just do this here. A lot of people like to go ahead and do the whole base, the base color you'll use up here and here, but I don't. I just feel like it's a waste of makeup. Do the same thing on the other side to make sure that I keep up with it and make sure it looks pretty similar. Trust me, when I use my liquid eyeliner, I'm a lot better. And then I'll use my kind of dark base right here on the end, to kind of contour right here. And I will grab another brush to kind of smudge that in a little bit to make it a little better. And brush is right here. A lot of people like to use the angled brushes for this or for their eyeliner. I like to use it as a blending brush until I get a new set of brushes. Whatever your preference is. And then I take the wider brush to do the highlighting, which I like to start right here. And I do just a little bit here just to make the eye pop a little bit more. I'll do it over here too. And sometimes I will add just a little bit right there at the top of my thing. And then just a little bit on my nose to lighten it up. Nothing too special. And then right here, tighten that up. And it doesn't look great, but it's okay. And then we will do our eyeshadow. I mean our mascara. What am I talking about? Okay. The other side. You know, feel free to do the eyeliner before or after you do your eyeshadow. People always say to do it after, but I feel like if you're not as good with the eyeliner, you need to be able to start over without having to redo your entire face of eyeshadow. So I'll do just a little bit below. I don't like putting too much because it smudges really easily. You just want to let that dry. A lot of people use curler, crimper things. I don't like those. I feel like they're kind of dangerous for your eyes. So next, I do just a little bit on my eyebrows. I don't do too much. I'm not going to the club. I don't need my eyebrows on fleek, as they say. So I'm going to shape them just a little bit. And again, this is just one of those generic brushes. Nothing special. And then I'll go in, and right now I have a CoverGirl Brow and Eye Makers brown. I'll just do just a little bit. Now with this, I'm not going to do the full line on the bottom, line on top. I'm just going to very lightly fill it in just a tad bit. Just to give it a little color. A more solid color. And you can see that this one is a little more defined. And then to make it a little smoother, you'll take this side of the brush again, the bristles, and comb it through again. And that makes it just a little smoother. And you'll do it on the other side. This might not be the exact color for my eyebrows, but it works. Do that again. Okay. And then so that's just the most basic steps. Now all I do is a little finishing, especially since I'm just going to be at work. I'm not going to do a crazy lip thing. I am just going to use some moisturizer to help me keep it good during the day. So I'm going to be using Baby Lips sunscreen by Maybelline. I really like it. Honestly, it took me a little while to place, but I think this one smells like Fruity Pebbles. So I think that smells pretty good. We'll just lightly tap it on. And there we go with that. And as you can see, my eyebrows did get a little red, so I think I was a little rough with them, but I might just do that. So that looks okay. And then you're good to go. And then you almost want to make sure you just do a little checkup. I like to just make sure I got all this again, and then there you go, you're ready to go to work. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave me comments. Check out my website. It's beautyexplicit.com. So I'm Caroline. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!